Good evening, everybody. Well, the second psychic test that I was wanting to share with everybody is about willpower, about your will. This again is from the book How Psychic Are You by Julie Soskin. Okay? So, it's going to do a little bit more reading so everybody can understand this. Alrighty. An experienced psychic knows that it is possible to exert one's will by energetically focusing his or her thoughts. Thoughts and emotions are forms of energy, and energy follows through. Directed thought is a powerful tool in spiritual and healing work, but also remember to use it responsibly. When you send out thought energy, you must know and mean precisely what you're implementing. Examine every aspect before following through. And never activate a thought or action against somebody's wishes. No matter how loving your intent, you may assume that you're innocent of imposing your will on others, but check the questions opposite. Then think about the kinds of will described below. You'll realize the subtle forms such as karmic and divine will are just as important as more direct styles. Now this is important to paganism because when we're talking about magic use, we're talking about intent. Well, will is our intent as well. So I think this test is very important for a lot of people to take. Now, there are 4 types of will that they're talking about here. Strong will. You use this will directly, compelling others, yourself or others, to do your bidding. If this results in fine achievements, it is a positive force. But bullying and ignoring other people's needs is harmful. Skillful will. The wily approach gets you what you want by indirect means. You may manipulate others by open charm or hidden subterfuge. Fox-like, clever, you achieve your ends by stealth. Karmic will. This is a subtle will of cause and effect. What goes around comes around. Your past actions can react on the present with inevitable force, making you reap what you have sown. And finally, divine will. This is all-powerful and goes beyond your personal will to the universal level, connecting you with your higher or spiritual self. It unifies heavenly and personal will. Now, on this particular quiz, there are 12 questions. And just like yesterday's will, write down the ones that you have a positive affirmation. Okay? Number 1, do you often wonder why people are negative towards you? Number 2, are you able to fulfill your ambitions effectively? Number 3, if you want something, do you take time to work out how to achieve it? Number 4, do you take other people into account when you make decisions? Number 5, when you make decisions, do you consider what is for the highest good, irrespective of what you yourself feel? Number 6, if you want something, do you persist until you get it? Number 7, are you able to accept difficult situations as part of a greater plan? Number 8, Are you able to go with the flow of events and find some learning experience in everything that happens? Number 9. Are you able to get other people to do what you want without them realizing it? Number 10. Do you consider very carefully your actions as ones that are intuitively correct? Number 11. Do you ever try to persuade people to do something they are unsure of? Number 12. Can you keep your mind centered on a question without being distracted? Okay, so go ahead and go through those. All right, so if you answered yes to 2, 6, and 11, you have strong will. Make sure this is not at the expense of others. Remember that what you give out will always return. Exert your will over others in a form of psychic attack. Okay? Yeah, never do that. Okay. If you answered yes to 3, 9, and 12, yours is a skillful will. You use the skill to achieve what you want. Be careful that it is not used to manipulate others against their own will, as ultimately no goodwill will come from it. Okay, if you answered yes to 1, 4, and 10, you are aware of karmic will. You're a very thoughtful person and respect the natural laws of cause and effect. Therefore, you're more likely to receive positive thoughts and actions from others. Then if you answered yes to 5, 7, or 8, you trust in divine will. You're insightful and altruistic. You are a person most likely to find happiness and contentment, as you are able to perceive an overview to life and a greater meaning in everything. So I think that's an interesting test. I kind of scored all over. I don't think I had an exact single one that stuck out for me. I do want to add one little personal aspect. The second one, skillful will. It says, be careful that it is not used to manipulate others against their will, against their own will, as ultimately no good will come from it. I disagree with that. You see, when we are fighting for the better of people, sometimes we have to manipulate those that are not doing good into doing good, even though sometimes they might not realize it. So this is an overgeneralization of everything is good and positive. And while we try to live a good, positive life, light in that, sometimes we can't. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this quiz. I'm going to do the rest of them one a night until we get them all done. Okay? Take care. Be at peace.